Hello everybody, you're watching V4U Media. I'm right now sitting with someone who started her career by directing superstar Rajini sir, and now she's back with her second film starring the versatile Dhanush sir in conversation with the multi-talented Soundarya Rajinikanth ma'am. Hello ma'am.
Hi.
So congratulations on your second venture. VIP2 is releasing on the 28th and everybody is right now going like VIP2, VIP2, that the expectation is so high. So how elated are you?
I'm very excited and very anxious and very nervous, and I think I'm very eagerly waiting to see the response and how people react to a character who they loved so much in part one. So yeah, a lot of mixed feelings.
So how did you think about Kajol and like playing the antagonist? Is she having something similar or connected to the iconic Neelambari?
I'm very happy that I think two characters who have lived in everybody's dreams and who people still talk about are Vijay Shanti ma'am's character in Mannan and Ramya Krishnan her character in Padayappa. But I don't really think I'll say there's any similarities between them. But Vasundhara Parameshwaran is a very confident, self-made woman who believes in her own thoughts, and she's a very stylish person who has a lot of attitude about everything she does. So I think she's a person of her own, right? And people will remember Vasundhara for a long time.
Sure. So how did you come up with the idea of VIP2?
VIP2 was written by Dhanush sir, and he was filming for Kodi at that time. And one day the topic of VIP2 just came up, and at that time I was working on a script called Nilavakku En Melanadi Kovam, which was a rom-com that I wanted to do with youngsters. And I personally believe every project has its own fate, and for some reason that project didn't take off. So when VIP2, I think I've said it before, VIP2 found me, and I'm very glad and happy and blessed that Dhanush sir trusted me with a script that he's written and a franchise and a sequel of a film that was such a huge blockbuster. So I'm very happy I was able to direct VIP2.
So how did Kalepuli Dhanu sir agree to bankroll the film?
Dhanu uncle is like family to me, and I went and spoke to him after he finished Kavali. I went and spoke to Dhanu sir and I said, uncle, you know, I wanted to do a script, and at that point he completely backed me up for Neek. And when I went and told him that, you know, for some reason I wasn't wanting to carry on with Nilavakku En Melanadi Kovam, but instead explore VIP2, he heard the story, and he met Dhanush sir and me together, and it was only after he was convinced that he agreed to go forward. And I think he's one of the best producers you will find in the industry today, and I'm so privileged to have worked for a film under V Creations banner.
You've worked with both Rajni sir and Dhanush sir. So how was your experience working with them?
Brilliant, absolutely fabulous. Working with Appa is a dream for any filmmaker, leave alone the language. So in my first film, it was a performance capture, motion capture, a photorealistic film, and it was a technology-heavy movie. So I got the opportunity to direct my father in that, so I consider it a blessing which I'll always be very grateful for. And to work with a senior like Dhanush sir, he's done 34 films, and he's made a mark in Hindi, and now he's into Hollywood. So I think to work with such a senior actor, I've learned so much from him, and he's my mentor, and I hope to work with him more in the future.
So who was easy to direct?
Direction is not easy, first of all, because you're the captain of the ship, and all departments come you know, with your vision, and you need to hold the vision together from the word go till the very end. So I don't think directing as such is easy, but I enjoy directing and I enjoy direction. So I would really not say who is easier, because they're both such amazing performers, and Appa's a legend, and D sir is such one of the best artists you'll find in the country today. So I think it's just been an amazing experience working with both of them.
Having a tiny tot at home, I thought of asking you this, like, which is your favorite cartoon character?
There's a character called Sally Camel in Baby TV. Oh my God, my son is obsessed with that camel.
So would you like to make a movie on it in future?
Yes, I've thought of it many times actually. I know there'll be an you know, intellectual property issue, but then yes, I think a camel is my son's favorite animal, and I certainly think, I'm very sure I'll make an animation film dedicated to Ved in the future.
So, where did this idea of like venturing into direction strike you at any point of time in your life?
I think I've always had a creative calling, and I think in visuals, and I think visuals are something that naturally, it's an aptitude, my mother would say, and it's God's grace that I can be creative and I have the opportunity to be creative. So I am where I want to be, and I'm very grateful for that, and direction is my calling in life.
What made you pursue directing, like filming? Like mostly star kids, they venture into acting or something else. So what made you come completely off track?
I don't know. I think it's just the fact that I've always been a creative person, and I felt my place was behind the camera than in front of it. Luckily for me, I have, I had a CG background and I had a visual effects background. I studied animation, and my first film was animation. I had a visual effects studio. So I think it was a gradual process of being in the industry as a director, not just in the CG aspect, but also as a commercial mainstream director, and I hope to make more films.
Did you face any roadblocks while you started a career?
Yes, I think everybody does. Like I said, direction is not easy, acting is not easy, music is not easy, writing lyrics is not easy. It's not easy at all to be in the film industry, because there are, for us star children, everybody thinks we get it easy. We don't, because the expectation is more on us. And once you make a mistake, if talent is not there and if people don't accept you, it doesn't matter if you're a star child or not. So I don't think anybody from the industry can take anything for granted. So hurdles, yes, as every director would face, I've faced mine as well.
So do you think it is necessary to go to a film institute in order to become a successful director?
I definitely think theory is important, but that's not the only thing, because it's only when you get into the field and see practically what people are talking about. I think that's where you learn more. For me, it was all practical learning. So I don't think a theory only matters, but if it's there, it's very, very good, because it's a big difference that you find with Hollywood technicians and art technicians, because they know how to use certain equipments, maybe in certain fields. Like if it's an editor or a DOP, there are a lot of nuances when it comes to operating with a particular technology and a gadget. So I think in that context, theory becomes, it's very, very helpful. But I think if you want to be in the creative field and storytelling, and if you want to write scripts, I think that's just something that you need to practically be there in the fields, watch and learn.
What tips or advice would you give a starter, like a person who's gonna begin directing?
I'd say follow your heart. I'll say keep writing, because a director at no point can think only of, a director or a writer for that matter can no point think of only one story. Every day I think of 20 lines, 20 lines, 30 lines. You just keep getting inspired by things that you see and you read about. But it's important to note it down, because sometimes it comes to your mind and you're very excited about it, and then you tend to forget about it, So I think a tip I will give aspiring directors is, whatever be the thought, write it down.
So what makes a film the best for you? What are the qualities that attract you the most in a film? Best film?
I think for me to like a film, it needs to emotionally touch my heart. And I think that's what I've tried to bring into VIP2. And I think that credit completely goes to Dhanush sir, because he's written a brilliant story. And I had the privilege of executing it on screen. But I think every film, the story is the hero. And I think emotions matter.
Films that have inspired you the most of late?
In recent times, Power Pandi.
Wow.
And I think I cried for like an hour after watching the film, and I spoke to Dhanush sir and I said, why do you make people cry? And I think that's what made the film stand out. The fact that it was so true, and the fact that he took a protagonist who's a 60-year-old man and made a love story in that age. It was a brilliant film.
Do you think film directors have responsibility towards culture?
Yes, of course. I think film directors have responsibilities in every aspect. People see films and people get influenced by films and people discuss films. So I think every filmmaker needs to be very aware of the responsibility and the power that they have in hand.
A filmmaker that inspires you the most?
In recent times,
Yeah.
I think it's because I enjoy visual effects and animation, and I think since he's given us success using a lot of technology, Rajamouli sir.
Wow, he's everybody's favorite at the moment.
Yes, he is.
So, when do ideas usually strike you? Film ideas.
I just told you, right? Like, I'll be driving, or I'll be playing with my kid, or I'll be reading something, or watching something. Ideas keep coming. You keep getting inspired by everyday activities and everyday life.
There are various processes in the art of filmmaking. So, which is your favorite?
Production design.
Production design, wow. And it's a compliment actually for you. Like, you were the first person to, launch the motion capture technology in Indian cinema. So, how was it? What made you, come into that concept?
I've always been very passionate about what computer graphics can do. It can create things that doesn't exist. And visual effects has power to bring to life what people cannot even imagine. Like Avatar and all, you can't even imagine such characters. So I was always inspired and in awe of technology and animation. So, but it's a process that takes a lot of money and a lot of time. That's something which, in looking back, I didn't. We didn't have that during Kocharian. But I think I'm just completely in awe of the technology and the magic that it can do. It can immortalize people, and I think that's amazing power.
In Bahubali 2, there's a scene where Prabhas teaches Anushka to leave 3 arrows at one go. So, superstar fans, they found the exact scene in Kocharian, and they made, a meme and something, and they said that you were the first person to get such a creative idea. So, how do you feel about it?
I saw that poster, and it's a fact. Kocharian had a lot of gimmicks in it, which again today, if I had to frame the shot and highlight it, I will do it in a different way. But yeah, I'm very happy that people are looking up at Kocharian again. I'm very, very happy about that.
A book you would like to make into a film sometime later?
Well, I am very inspired by a lot of books with a lot of illustration, but I wouldn't really say a book I'd like to remake, but I think the character of Hanuman fascinates me incredibly. The character of Muruga fascinates me incredibly. I think these were warriors that, Muruga especially, he was such an amazing warrior. So maybe a Muruga inspired film in the future, let's see.
Where would you see yourself 10 years down the lane?
Making films and enjoying doing it.
So, would you like to tell our viewers anything?
Follow your dreams, be honest, and just do what your heart wants you to do, and it'll never guide you wrong.
Here's wishing you all success for VIP2 on behalf of V4U Media and team. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.